Okay, day 3. Splunk Basic. Did you SIEM? Okay. It's almost Christmas in Warville, and the team of the Best Festival Company is busy preparing for the big celebration. Everything is running smoothly until the SOC dashboard flashes red and a random message suddenly appears. So let's not wait to start things this time. Okay, we don't need an attack box today, just a VM. Good. Alright. Your machine has started. Split screen available? No. There's a direct link available. Okay. So the message comes from King Malhair, the jealous ruler of Hopsack Island, who is tired of Easter being forgotten. He's sent his bandit bunnies to attack TBFC systems and turn Christmas into his new holiday, Eastmas. With McSkitty missing and the network under attack, the TBFC SOC team will utilize Splunk to determine how the ransomware infiltrated the system and prevent King Malhair's plan from being compromised before Christmas. Alright. So in 4 seconds we're going to get our IP address. I'm going to say that I've successfully deployed this. Open up the next section. Log analysis with Splunk. So exploring the logs. Okay, so I'm somewhat familiar with Splunk. So let's just see if it can tell us how to open the box, because I don't see split screen as an option. Is it an option? No. Okay, so how do I get to this thing? Oh, let's just try the address. Okay. Well, it's not fast. Well, Splunk runs in the browser, so while that's doing its thing, let's take a look at the first question, see if we can just figure these out. Okay, what is the attacker IP found attacking and compromising the web server? And then, that did not work. Let's try that again. Which day was the peak traffic logs? What was the count of Habaji user agent? How many path traversal attempts? They access to sensitive files. Examine the firewall logs. Alright. Let's go back up and see what we can see here. This is a long one, lots of screenshots. Hopefully, still can't get in. Okay, in a Splunk instance, data has been pre-ingested for the investigation. On the Splunk interface, click on Search and Reporting. Alright, maybe I missed something, like how we're supposed to access the machine, because this isn't working. Oh, here we go. Start your machine and then click this link, not the link that I clicked. Okay, so we're waiting for our SIEM to start, Splunk in this case. Alright, there's Splunk. Let's see, do we have login credentials? Doesn't look like it. But I think it's going to ask us for some, isn't it? I don't like how you can only have one thing open at a time. Doesn't say there's anything for that. Oh, it just let us right in. So if everything's already loaded, then we're going to go to search. Here we are in search. Alright, so what are we looking for here? We're going to go to index main and look at all time. It's usually pretty dangerous on a system, but why not? All time index. No. Index equals main. I am not operating at full capacity today. Very tired. Alright, so here's our action right here. So we want to look at this here. Let's see, what is this? This is October 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th. So we could probably change this, but you know, we could change it to a date range right here, before and then after, right? So we could do that, but let's wait and see what it says. All right, so we've got our two sources are web traffic and firewall logs. Start a basic search for web traffic. Okay, well this is easier because we don't have the VM. So what they're saying is source type right here, we can see those two, but I'm going to go ahead and change the query, and the query specifies the source type, so we don't have to click on anything. Alright, so still same data, we're still seeing the same spike. Alright, web traffic, main, time range, currently all time, timeline histogram shows us many events. Okay, so it wants us to do this query now, which is visualizing everything, the timeline. See what that looks like. It's like the fastest Splunk instance ever. So we usually get like 450, 500. Then we got 2,000 and just under 2,000 in those interesting days. All right, and if we click on visualization, we can see what that looks like. There we go. There's those interesting days with lots and lots of traffic. Anomaly detection. So let's go to user agent report. Okay. So we're going to go over to events and we're going to go to user agent. We can see here it's going to give us counts right here. So these three are a lot of the traffic. It might be something to that. Might not. Let's look. Legitimate user agents for using Mozilla. There are several large suspicious ones we need to investigate further. Okay, we can also look at IP addresses and paths. So if we look at all of the IP addresses, where are those? Client IP. So this one's a lot. We have 3 and 2 from these other ones. So that's pretty interesting. What's the other thing that they looked at? Path. 23 paths. Explore. This was downloading a password called downloading a file called password. That is super sus. So I'm gonna go ahead and just click on that because I want to see what that looks like. Okay, well that's not right because I know this worked. So I'm gonna take this time chart stuff out. Okay, then we'll take out this. Huh. Well, it was on there. I must be doing something wrong. Because it's the one that gave me this data, so that's kind of weird. That it doesn't want to do that. Events. Let me go to, where was it? Path? And it's like, no, that's not here. Huh. Interesting. Alright, let's figure out what I'm doing wrong. Okay, so now we're going to do this query, which is filtering out the legitimate traffic, it looks like, because he's saying Mozilla Firefox is what the team's using. So let's take that out. So it's got these not clauses in there. Alright, so now we have everything that's not the Mozilla traffic. Narrow down to suspicious IPs. Oh, redacted, redacted, redacted. No, there's a large further investigation. All fill in the blank. Queries with that IP. Huh. So it says go to client IP, and they're all coming from that IP. So that's probably an IP that's important. So it's like they're all one IP. So it's this IP. So I wonder if there's any questions in here that are like, what's the IP? So I'm just going to skip down to the bottom. Okay, yeah. Let's try this IP in here. See if that's the right one. It is. Which day is it? Peak traffic logs. So we got 1166. Looks like October 12th, 2025. So we're going to do 2025, October 12. See if that's it. Yep. What is the count of Hijaz? Okay, so that's a little further than we are right now. So let's go back up to where we were. Not at that part yet. Narrowing down suspicious IPs. Okay. So now we're going to look at, I guess, not that specific IP, but because that would be the answer, and they don't do that. Okay. Okay, so we got that same answer there. Interesting. Tracing the attack chain. So it says redacted, right? So now we need to go and grab the IP address that we already found, this one, and put it in where it says redacted. Alright. There we go. So I found some cool stuff here. Let's go back up. Where were we? Okay, we're here. So it's saying PHP info. The results attacker used low-level curl and wget, which was met with 404, 403, and 401 status codes. So now we're going to look for client IP address and path is this, and redirect. Put that in there. We need to steal our IP address again that we already know. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I just want to do this redacted portion. Okay. So what does this tell us? So we're here. So this says the output shows the resources the attacker is trying to access. Let's edit the query to count for the resources requested by the attacker. Okay, so grab this. This time maybe I don't copy the whole thing in, so I don't have to move around so much. And I'll take this, put it here. I'll take all this junk out and run this. Okay, so redirect to an evil site and to download the password is what we see. Okay. And now we run this. Take this out. Okay. I'm going to do a visualization. Oh, no, I don't want to do visualization after all. My status? I'm just kind of curious playing with it because it's talking about that one Habaji or whatever it is. There's pages and pages of this. 1960 is what it is. Well, we got 1960 here. Perhaps we use a sleep attack of 504. Okay, is the answer 1960 for this? No. So, Havaji user agent. So let's see if we can get back here and look at user agent. Havaji 993. How many path traversal attempts were used? Did we look at that? I just missed it. I'm not seeing it. How many path traversal attempts were attempted to access sensitive files on the server? So the sensitive files is like the password thing, right? So that was 658. So let's see if that's right. 658. Okay, cool. Examine the firewall logs. How many bytes were transferred to the C2 server IP address from the compromised web server? So how many bytes? Bytes were transferred to the compromised server. So that would be where it was going. Not client IP, maybe source? Lab. That's a bad IP. Let's account. Line count. Path. Try to go to evil site. I'm not sure about that one. Let's get a quiz. Use the sum command to get the cumulative results. Examine the firewall logs. How many bytes were transferred to the C2 server from the IP? Maybe we just haven't gotten that far. I should know this. Oh, it's the last one. Okay, volume of the data extracted. It's just, we didn't get that far in the instructions here. So here we go. Take this, put it in redacted. How much, and it's going to tell us in bytes how much data was transferred. And the answer is 1261.67. 1261.67. All right, so we did it. We're done with